Welcome to the Fezzer Garage. I'm Justin and this is YouTube's most seriously average car channel. Before we get started today, two things. First thing, 1st of January today, and we were out on a party last night for New Year's Eve and I'm a little bit hungover, so please bear with me. Secondly, I'm going to be uploading videos every Wednesday. If you saw my last video, you know that I'm going to start uploading once a week. The video for today is with the M4. Now the M4 hasn't really featured very much on the channel. In fact, it's been quite neglected. What I wanted to do was just give you a bit of a summary of what it's been like, because I've had that car for 3 years, actually just over 3 years, and I haven't really given any sort of like overview of what it's been like having that car. So today's video is an overview, a review of living with an M4. Roll VT. Actually, I think I'll take the M4 today. Where did I put the microphone? I've got mixed feelings about this car, but we'll go into those in a bit. I am off to a town called Estepona, if you're English, and I'm going to go and get some cigars because everything is closed and we've just welcomed in the new year, so I feel like we need some, oh, that was a very silly thing to do. I feel like we need some cigars just to get the year rolling nicely. You joined me in the M4. This is a completely bonkers car, and I've had it for 3.5 years. I've done about, I can't find it there, about 80,000 kilometers. I'm not sure what that is in miles. Is that like 50,000 odd miles? It's been quite an experience. The problem with this car is that it sort of makes you drive like a hooligan all of the time. Well, because you can. Oh, let's go. This car is just completely crazy, and it makes you do things that you shouldn't really do on a public road. One of the reasons I have slightly mixed feelings about this car. Oh, look, a roundabout. Just can't take it easy. Come on, calm down, Justin. This is a crazy car. It really is a crazy car. Makes you drive crazy. Everyone thinks you're a drug dealer. Everyone thinks you're up to something. They get stopped all the time. One of the things I've enjoyed most about this car is that it's sort of like an everything car. It is a really, really luxurious car. The leather in here, the quality, everything, brilliant. It's also phenomenally fast, which means that you can actually take it to a track day and have really good fun. It's really good on a track. I was really surprised because this is a very heavy car. It's a big car, very big car, but it's actually really quick on the track, and it surprises a lot of people. It's also quite practical. I know it's only got 2 doors, but those 2 seats at the back are proper seats. You can fit 2 big adults in there. The boot, or the trunk for our American friends, is huge. Oh, bit of sun in my face. And it's got cameras, sensors, everything you need to make your life easier. This one has the automatic dual clutch gearbox, so which I wanted. I didn't want the manual. I know there's a manual, but because this was my daily car, I sort of wanted an automatic. It's just easier. And I do like the paddle shift on here. I actually like it, and for the track it's really good. It's really, really good, and it's really quick. Some people moan that it's slightly clunky at low speeds, but it's okay. It's more than okay, actually. I also really like the sound of it. It starts off in normal mode, it's slightly quieter, put it in sport. There's 2 buttons on here. I've programmed M1 to be my sort of daily drive mode. So I put the engine in sport, I put the steering and suspension in comfort, and I find that's the best balance, and the gearbox is sort of medium setting. And then I've got M2, which is for the track. That sort of disables everything, and it becomes a really different car, actually. It's also a great car for scaring your girlfriend now and then. But it's not so good for transporting the dog. It's also a surprisingly comfortable car, because this one has an option which is the adaptive suspension, which is just brilliant. This is a very fast car. It's really quick. It's got about 425 horsepower, I believe, and it is mighty quick. It's also got a terrible appetite for rear tyres. As you can imagine, rear wheel drive, 400 horsepower, it's quite heavy. The tyres are quite wide at the back, but they don't really grip. And if it's raining, whoa, this thing is lethal in the rain. Absolutely lethal. I've had some really, really scary moments in the rain with this car. But it's really good fun. Everyone absolutely loves this car. Whenever they drive it, they absolutely love it. Everybody. I lent it to my friend Victoria for a couple of months, and I really struggled to get it back. She was nearly in tears. I had to price it out of her hands. And I think my girlfriend will leave me the day that this goes, which will be in a few months' time. So why the mixed feelings? Well, let's start with the price. This car, with the options, was about 100,000 euros. 100,000 euros. I know most cars these days seem to be ridiculously expensive, but that's a lot of money. And so, for that sort of money, you expect this car to be a beast, because you're paying for it. Secondly, I think it's just too fast for public roads. It's too fast. It gathers speed like that. It gathers speed at such a rate. You're breaking the speed limit within seconds. You don't need so much power. The fun is over too fast. On motorways, it will comfortably cruise at speeds which will cue the dispatch of a police helicopter. Ooh, it's got good brakes. I think it's just a bit too much. And the new one is even faster. Well, this was not lacking in pace, I tell you. It also hasn't been the most reliable car. 2 weeks after I got it, it left me stranded on the motorway. I've taken it on track quite a few times because, well, why wouldn't you? And actually, I take it to a circuit called Guadix, which is in Granada, and BMW actually developed the car there. And this car has had a lot of problems on that track with the brakes. The discs warped twice. I've had the whole set of discs changed twice, which is not really good for a high-performance car. And the guys at BMW were like, "Oh, did you track it?" I was like, "Well, of course I tracked it. That's what it was designed for, wasn't it?" Oh, roundabout. Oh. So that's why I've got mixed feelings. It's a very expensive car. It's very fast. It's really entertaining. It's really good. It's really comfortable. It's really spacious. What more could you possibly want? But it's just, well, a little bit too much. I've never had so many points on my license in my life. I've never had so many speeding fines. I've never been stopped so many times. It's just that sort of car, you know? And at a time when roads are full of speed cameras and hooligan behavior in cars, it's really not acceptable. The M4 is becoming a little bit irrelevant now. Here we go again. Oh, let's go. Oh, yes. Roaring it every time. If you have one of these, or if you ever get one of these, you're going to love it. It is a phenomenal car. It really is. And I am going to really miss it when it goes. But I feel it's time, and I want to get something else, which is going to be probably a little bit more track focused, because I've got my RS now as a daily car, and so I don't really need this car so much. So this is going to go, my girlfriend's going to leave me, I'm going to lose my friends, I'm going to be on my own. But I'd probably be quite happy. Now my girlfriend's definitely going to leave me. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you next week with my next installment, and who knows what that might be. And my apologies for you having to endure looking at this chest for the past 10 minutes. Have a great day, have a great week, and I'll see you next week. Oh yeah, finally.